Today I want to focus on our kids and talk about brain-based disorders like ADHD, autism, Tourette's, and other learning disabilities. If your kid has one of these, or you suspect that they have one of these conditions and you're not getting the answers that you're looking for, maybe they're just recommending certain medications to try to cover up and mask the symptoms, then this video is absolutely for you. Please like and share, maybe tag somebody if you've had recent conversations about these things. And today I want to talk about what some of the stats and research show, but also some natural, safe alternatives, and really one major underlying factor that must be addressed that's often overlooked in kids with these brain-based disorders. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about some research and data. The last thing I want to do is bore you with numbers, but this is really important to start to see some of the underlying issues that the current medical model and conventional medicine is just frankly kind of ignoring when you're addressing these brain-based issues. We've got to look deeper, and we've got some great info of where to start looking if we just pay attention to what the research is showing. But again, unfortunate reality is that 1 in 10 kids now have ADHD. 2/3 of these kids, or about 6.5 million children, are put on these powerful mind-altering medications, of which we know not hardly anything about the long-term consequences. So almost like experimenting on the kids with these mind-altering drugs. We also know that there's a higher correlation between ADHD and kids born via C-section, as well as ADHD and antibiotic use. So what's the correlation there? So kids born via C-section, we've known from the research that they grow up to have a less robust and less diverse microbiome, which shows weaker immune system and typically leads to greater occurrence of autoimmune conditions as well as many other issues. And also the correlation with ADHD and antibiotic use, again, just this poor gut health. We know antibiotics destroy good and bad bacteria in the gut, and when we have a less diverse microbiome, we're seeing higher prevalence of these brain-based issues like ADHD. A recent study of over 700,000 children showed a 3-fold increase in the prevalence of constipation in kids with ADHD versus kids without. So another gut-based study that was huge, over 700,000 kids, and a 3-fold increase in constipation in kids with ADHD. And then on the autism side, over a 2,000% increase in autism in the last 20 years. That is insane. Now, we've got to take a holistic approach. Unfortunately, again, these mind-altering drugs and medications, they're really designed to try to cover up the symptom or put a Band-Aid over the problem. It's better to look at the body as a whole. It's better to address the gut and, again, treat the person as an individual. Everybody's different, so you must start asking questions and figure out where this child or where this adult most of their issues and symptoms are coming from. You've got to look there. Okay, realizing that gut dysbiosis may play a large role in brain-based disorders. We saw on the previous page that there's quite a correlation between poor gut microbiome or weaker immune system in the gut and brain-based disorders. So we've got to look at the gut. There's a great stool test that I use on almost every client called the GI map that gives us an amazing look into the environment, the ecosystem, if you will, of the gut. It also tells us things like inflammatory markers of the gut lining, calprotectin. It tells us how good or robust the immune system is in the gut. These are really important things, but it also tells us where certain microbial imbalances are that must be handled in order to help people achieve optimal health, not just good gut health, but also good brain health. If the gut is on fire, the brain is on fire. So again, gut-brain connection, gut-brain axis is a real thing, and you've got to address gut issues in order to help long-term health, but also long-term brain health. Epigenetics, one of the most exciting areas of study in science, I believe, because it puts so much power and it's very empowering, really. It puts a lot of focus and control on what we do. All right, so we know that environmental and lifestyle factors influence gene expression. So instead of just saying you're dealt the cards you are, there's not much you can do about it, there's actually a lot you can do about it. Most researchers in epigenetics say that we have about 70% control of how our genes actually play out. That's epigenetics. So how our genes actually play out. If we're eating healthy, avoiding inflammatory foods, we have a healthy gut and immune system, we're exercising, we're sleeping well, staying hydrated, these are great things that positively influence our DNA, positively influence our gene expression, and typically lead to healthier lives. All right, but we have to pay attention to some other areas. We talked about the immune system. Leaky gut is huge. That is typically at the core of most folks that are on the standard American diet. If you're eating fried foods, processed sugary foods, you more than likely have leaky gut. And this is even being seen in young children as well. Food intolerances, huge. So we've got to avoid inflammatory foods. The big ones that take most of the bad rap are gluten and dairy. Those are big to avoid. Candida infections. You know, kids with ADHD, they've been shown that, you know, sugar and processed sugary foods really exacerbate that condition. And there's another correlation there with kids that love sugar, have ADHD. It's driving that issue and that inflammation. And oftentimes candida infections are found in the gut of not only kids, but also adults that love sugar, okay? And then again, that constipation thing, we've got to address gut health. So I hope this has helped, hopefully make some sense and give you some avenues to maybe look at and research on your own. If you'd like to know more information, please reach out to me on my website or shoot me an email. And again, if this information strikes a chord with you, or you know somebody that could benefit from hearing this information, please like, share, or tag them in this video. Have a blessed day.